We're making cheesy garlic pull-apart bread. It's gonna be soft, it's gonna be airy and amazing, and that means we need the garlic to match the texture of this impossibly fluffy bread. We're gonna roast the garlic. How do we do it? It's easier than you think. Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. We'll eat well and save money, because that's what we do. Welcome to Struggle Meals. So here's our head of garlic. We're just gonna cut off the very top of the garlic head so we can expose some of the cloves. Let's put our garlic right on some foil, some oil into the cloves. Hit it with a little bit of salt. Fold the whole thing up. Keep the cut side up. Just go like that right there. This is just gonna go straight into the oven for about 45 minutes or until it's super soft. Like soft enough that the cloves just squeeze right out. Super cool. So it's time to make our dough, and this is like an extra rich and super moist, soft roll. It's the milk, butter, and eggs that are gonna make these rolls super soft. We're gonna start by heating some milk in a pan. We just wanna warm the milk. We don't want it to be super duper hot because we're trying to wake up the yeast. We're not trying to kill them. So you can just put your finger in there, and if you can withstand it, it's ready to go. We're gonna go to the packet drawer and get some honey. And this is just gonna be some natural sugar for the yeast to start eating. If the yeast eat, then they release gas, and that's what rises the dough. Yeast love sugar too. We got our yeast. Let's pour that in. Here we go. The nice warm milk and the honey, they're both waking up the yeast and feeding them at the exact same time, okay? Got some melted butter we're gonna put right in there. 1 egg. Nice, luxurious, rich flavor to our rolls. We're mixing this up until it's homogeneous. We are there. The yeast are waking up. You can see all these little bubbles. They're starting to eat. They're starting to fart. That's literally what's happening. Let's add the flour to this dough so that they've got some complex carbohydrates they can munch on. We'll throw some salt in there as well. So I like to start with like a pretty small spoon or a small spatula. I find if it's like much bigger on the end, more dough will stick on it and it's actually harder to mix. Now that this has come together in sort of like a craggly blob, we're gonna turn this out so that we can really make a nice smooth dough. Sprinkle a little more flour around the edges, and we're just gonna press and fold and heel of our hands in. So I'm just kind of like folding it in half, palming it, giving it a little push. We're both combining the mixture, creating gluten, and fully hydrating the flour all at the same time. I've got a bowl right here. It's got a little oil in it. Put my dough into the oil, twist, and try to get the oil up all over the sides of the bowl. Also gonna flip the dough around so that the oil is all over the top of my ball of dough. So now we're oiled on the sides of the bowl. The dough is oiled, and all we gotta do is cover this. Really important that you get a pretty tight seal here, otherwise you're gonna create like a dry skin on the dough, and as it grows, it's gonna crack. We don't want that, so we're just gonna let this sit for about 45 minutes or until it's double the size. That's right, I said it, double. Keep an eye on her, piggy. So our garlic is roasted, I've let it cool. The aroma is intoxicating. Mamma mia. And now with our hands, we can literally just squeeze the cloves out. The reason I want to keep the cloves whole is because we're going to stuff them inside of the bread. Here, we've got some string cheese. We're just going to cut these into thirds here. 12 pieces of cheese for the 12 rolls. So we've got our fillings. Now let's go get our dough. Looking amazing. It's at least twice the size. Let's just punch the gas right out of this. We want to get 12 equal pieces here. Make a log. Cut this log in half again, and then we'll have 4. And then if we go in thirds, we're good to go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's just flatten this. Let's throw in 1 string cheese, throw in 2 cloves of garlic. And now we can just roll this over like that, pinch the whole thing together. Try to make a ball. I've got my cast iron pan. It's really well greased up. I'm gonna put these right into it. I'm really trying to work it as minimally as possible because the more you work it, the more dense it's gonna be. And then that whole pull apart thing doesn't happen. I'm not pushing too hard. I'm just trying to get some shape. If there are any garlic cloves left over, we can just sort of nestle them into places in the skillet. We're gonna let them rise again. It's gonna be about an hour. Look at these. They've gotten so big and poofy. Now we're just gonna bake them till they're golden brown. Baby, they are golden. They are brown. Our rolls look amazing, but you know what'll make them even better? A garlicky butter that we pour over top. So let's do it. Got a head of garlic here. I'm just gonna take the palm of my hand and push into the top of the garlic, and that's gonna break it open. And now we're gonna take about 2 cloves. We're just gonna start by melting our butter. Now we're gonna take the skin off of these cloves. Gently try to crack the skin. Then you should be able to sort of run it between your hands like this, and the skin comes right off. Take this last piece and just rip it off. I've got a microplane here. This garlic is not gonna cook for very long. We're gonna put the garlic right in. So this garlic is just gonna be a little bit softer than raw garlic. And so we're gonna have like a really pungent, in-your-face flavor. When you combine that with the roasted garlic inside of the bread, we're getting like multiple personalities out of our garlic, which means more garlic flavor. And that's exactly what we want. We're gonna head over to the herb garden and grab some parsley. That's gonna brighten up our garlic. This is brilliant because I paid for these seeds months ago and now I'm getting free food. All right, that's going right in. The butter smells super garlicky. I'm very excited. I'm just gonna spoon this over top. Here we go. Ho, 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 ho. Around the edges like this. This is actually how the earth was created. Crevices between land masses that were colliding towards each other created dips, and then it rained, and it created lakes. And right now we have lakes of garlic butter. Ah, it smells amazing, and it's only 32 cents a serving. This is the perfect way to invite alliums to your dinner table. Here we go. Oh. The bread is super soft and moist on the inside, and of course the treat is the roasted sweet garlic in the center. What makes this garlic recipe so awesome is that we have two preparations of garlic. So we get to see the mellow, sweet, smooth side of garlic, and we also get to see the sharp, in-your-face, listen-to-me side of garlic. Together we get all the garlic flavor that we love, and that's the purpose of this.